primarily in the area of commercial landlord-tenant relations, and that includes lease negotiations, renegotiations, evictions, the large ones, and rent collections. I hope that this video finds you healthy. We're all concerned about our health in a coronavirus world, but that doesn't mean that we're not also concerned about economics and our ability to pay our bills. This live stream is about what I think I can do for you or your clients in an affordable way. Affordable and doing a great job is the focus here. As many of you know, I have been doing live streams, podcasts, live radio talk shows online for about 10 years with CRE radio and TV. Lately, the volume of webinars that I have been doing has increased dramatically, and it shouldn't come as any surprise, as well as the size of my audience. While the response has been great, and most people appreciate the fact that I am helping others by providing knowledge and information, the reality is that I'm also trying to promote my law practice and my services and consulting services. As such, this video might be considered, and probably is considered, attorney advertising. It has occurred to me that some landlords and tenants are in denial. Maybe some are frozen in fear. Some think that they can handle these rent relief negotiations on their own, but might be grossly overwhelmed with the amount of work that they need to do to get this done correctly and in a timely fashion. And some are concerned that they simply can't afford an attorney like me who's been doing this over 40 years, whether or not they can afford it. I've decided to take affirmative action and allay some of those fears and make sure that I make myself available to tenants and landlords, big or small, in a way that allows the easiest access to my services in a most affordable fashion, and in a way that allows me to give the best services that I can give. Now, I want to make a point. When I say big or small, I mean big or small. You could be a big landlord, you could be a big tenant, or you can be a mom and pop. Doesn't make any difference to me. The big landlords and the big tenants do not necessarily, or are not necessarily, in the position to afford the legal services or consulting services that are going to be required to handle the volume. And just because you're big doesn't mean that you've got lots of money sitting around just throwing it around. I think that's a misnomer. In this live stream, I'm going to explain how I intend to give back to my CRE peeps by massively, and I mean massively, reducing my legal fees. In this video, I also explain how I calculated the reduced fees and make sure that I am not so overwhelmed that I fail to knock it out of the park. Again, I don't want to bring on new clients and then not do the best job that I can. That's why I want to explain this. So this is what I'm going to do. Up until August 1st, 2020, I am reducing my fees to 25% of my normal rate for lease negotiations, renegotiations, and primarily rent relief negotiations for the first 60 leases that I'm asked to handle. This computes out to about $100 per hour. That's $100 per hour for an attorney who has been doing this for over 40 years. I'm not sure that you can find a lot of attorneys with my experience who can do this. As an alternative, and you may want to choose this alternative, I am offering a flat rate of $1,500 per lease for rent relief negotiations, no matter how many hours I put in. Now, How did I come up with this offer? Let me tell you. I tried to come up with a rate that I believe is financially feasible for big and small tenants and landlords. Big or small, you are likely swamped, and I've been hearing this all over, with rent relief issues and need help from someone who's been through a few recessions. And I've been through 3 or 4. I've gained some valuable experience on what to do and how to protect either landlords or tenants. At the rate that I'm offering, I don't think I can find other attorneys with my experience who could help me. As a result, I will likely be in the position where I will have to personally handle each and every rent relief negotiation. I won't be able to farm this out to other people. It is important, and I cannot overemphasize this, that I do the best job possible for each and every person or company that seeks my help. If I take on too much, I'm afraid that I'll spread myself too thin and shortchange my clients and anyone who asks me for help. Therefore, I felt that I had to limit the number of negotiations that I can be involved in over the next 120 days. Now, how did I come up with this 120-day period? First of all, time is of the essence. I know that's what we all talk about, but you can't wait to do this renegotiation or asking for rent relief 6 months from now. Now is the time that you need to start preparing yourself, looking into it and figuring out what you can do. So I thought the 120-day period was the time period that this work needed to get done. I have calculated, on average, it will take me about 10 hours per negotiation. There may be more, it may be less, but that's my best guess based upon my experience. Assuming, on average, 10 hours per negotiation, that is 600 hours over the next 120 days. Now, let me explain to you what I mean by hours. We call 5 hours, that will be 5 billable hours per day, or calculated out on an annual basis of 2,400 billable hours per year. Note that this is calculated on a 7-day week. A billable hour is, in essence, a very directed effort during that hour doing legal work or consulting services. It's not lunchtime, it's not break time, it's nothing else. Now, 2,400 hours, just for those of you who are not experienced, that's the amount of time expected of a first, second, or third year associate in the large firms. Those associates are not expected to get clients or have any other responsibility. Their only responsibility is to do billable work. All right? That's a lot of hours. It's a lot of work. Now, again, that assumes that you don't have any other billable hours. 5 billable hours are the hours used, as I said, to work directly on rent relief negotiation. For someone like me who has multiple responsibilities, managing my law firm, doing marketing, and everything else relating to running a law practice, 5 billable hours per day, 7 days a week, I assume that I will be working 8 to 10 hours per day to get those 5 billable hours. That's up to 70 to 80 hours per week. This is not easy stuff. If I work more than 80 hours per week, I'm afraid that I am going to have a problem giving what I need to give to clients. So that's how I've calculated it. If you want to get a hold of me, you can connect to me on LinkedIn. You could call me at 949-954-6699, or you can send me an email at howard@hfklaw.com. Let me also add now that we will also be doing, today is April 10th, my father's birthday, and also Good Friday. Let me wish all of you out there who celebrate Easter, I hope this meets you well and you have a wonderful Good Friday and a wonderful Easter coming up. The webinars that I have coming up that are going to be on coronavirus on April 16th at 11 a.m. We will be doing a bankruptcy webinar. I know that you don't want to hear this, but if you're going to enter into rent relief negotiations, you really ought to at least consider your rights and obligations if you're a landlord or tenant in bankruptcy. That's something that we're going to see more of. And then on the 23rd of April, Peter Morris and I are going to be doing a webinar on CAM charges and building operating expense exclusions. And we're actually going to do a negotiation, a mock negotiation, so you can see how each of us handle it. Peter will be handling from the tenant side, and I will be negotiating from the landlord side. So God bless. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much, and you have a great day and a great Easter and Passover. Thank you very much. God bless.